Hello and welcome to my new video tutorial. I'm Dr. Mohammad Ikram and you're watching SRJAFRICA. This video is a very important video for those students who are applying for a fully funded scholarship and who are planning to apply in the future, are those students whose scholarship application was rejected several times and they are still figuring out the problem and the reason of their rejection. So don't be worried about it. In this video, I'm going to talk about the important topic of your scholarship application, the document that your scholarship application is 100% dependent and it is deciding either you are going to win a fully funded scholarship or not. And let me give a small experience or some real-time examples. I have supervised more than 500 students with the lower CGP in their academia without any IELTS or TOEFL, and still they got the fully funded scholarship in different top leading universities in the world. So what we did actually, we emphasized, we focused, we concentrated on the research proposal. Okay, and many students I observed they had a very good profile, 3.85, 3.9 CGP out of 4, have IELTS and TOEFL. Also, they have a job experience, but the problem was that their research proposal was not that effective because due to this reason, they got rejection several times. I personally know many students who got rejection because of their ineffectiveness in their research proposal. So SRJAFRICA has a biggest aim to make the complex and complicated things into very simple and easiest way. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about how to make an effective research proposal if you have no experience. So I will try my best to make it more simplified. I'm very pretty sure after watching this video, whatever the field you have, what program you are going to apply, I am very pretty sure you are going to understand how to make an effective research proposal. Okay, so based on my extensive research experience for last 7 years, so I designed a structure of the research proposal. I divided this proposal structure into 8 different important sections. I'm very confident this way or this structuring will really help you to write or make a very effective research proposal for your scholarship application. Also, whenever you're applying for any fully funded scholarship to any university or whenever you're contacted any supervisor, the supervisor is not caring about how much the CGPA you have, what scores you got in your academic in the last previous degree in the previous university. He or she is always concerned about your research proposal, what you can do for that university or how you can contribute for the project of that supervisor in that university. On the basis of your research proposal, the supervisor of who's offering the scholarship or who's hiring or enrolling the students, she's deciding based on this document. So that's is one of the most important document. And secondly, once you learn this thing, once you understand how to write or make a good research proposal, believe me, it will not only help you for your scholarship application, it will help you for your master thesis, it will help you for your PhD dissertation, it will help you whenever you want to write anything, any article, it will help you forever. So I believe learn and then earn. This is the strategy. So I'm going to now show the process of this, how to write or create a good research proposal, and step by step into 8 different sections. So before going to my computer screen, if you are new on my channel, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. You will get the notification of all my future videos on time. So let's go to my computer screen and start this how to write an effective research proposal for our scholarship application. Let's start. Welcome to my computer screen, how to write an effective research proposal for your scholarship application. SRJAFRICA is a unique platform that provides valuable information of research, jobs, and scholarship. The main objective of SRJAFRICA is to develop a sustainable future in this world. So let's start this this complete process of writing and research proposal, I divided, as I mentioned, into 8 different sections. The research topic. Number 2 is the abstract. Number 3, how to write an introduction part. Number 4, this is one of the most important part, is the literature review based on your extensive research or extensive reading of different articles. That's decide how you can write a very good and very impressive literature review that also give you an idea about your overall topic of your research. Results and discussions. So before results and discussion, we will also talk about research methods, the different research methods you can use according to the different fields you have. Then we will talk about the section number 6, the results and discussion. Section 7, talk about the conclusion section, how you can conclude your overall research proposal. And finally, the last, and many times students don't give any importance to the last section, but according to my understanding, what I believe, this is also one of the most important section of that you should also take it as a serious, take it as a potential section that you know how to cite a reference in your in-text citation and in the bibliography. So the last section of this video is the references, how I will show the different styles and I will show how you can use by using different softwares. Okay, so let's start first the research topic. Research topic has 2 important parts. I will say the first thing is about the theme of your study. Okay, so for example, talking about, let me give an example. COVID-19 is one of the research topic. Okay, recently the whole world suffered because of the pandemic. So you can see thousands of studies had been published by the different journals in the different area of disciplines. So some talk about COVID-19 and the number of deaths, number of cases. Someone talked about how it affected the economy. Someone talked about how it's affected the environment. Someone talked about how it affected the supply chain. You can see the many different fields the researchers have suggested many recommendations to policymakers, so how they can protect the businesses, how they can protect the humanity, and many other related fields many scholars have published. Okay, and in the research topic, the second thing is the important is your title. Is your title of your research proposal. This is also very, very important because this is the first impression of your research proposal. Whenever any professor or any supervisor will read your research proposals, of what he or she has to read your title of your research proposal. Okay, I have a very good video, the starting of this YouTube channel. You can go scroll down. You can also see the thumbnail appearing on the screen. Also, you can see the link also provided in the description. So watch that video. That video will only help you how to choose a good topic for your research proposal. Okay, so that you gonna go through this way. The first impression, we say the last impression. So you really has to focus on what topic you have to choose that will attract or bring the attention of the supervisor that will hire you as a PhD or the master student for any university at fully funded scholarship. Okay, so after this research topic, the second important section of this research proposal, the abstract. Normally we add the abstract at the starting of the proposal, but remember you have to write this section when you will finish everything. Okay, so it always appear as per the structure is also is the first section of any proposal, but the best way is to write at the end when you will finish all other sections. So we will discuss this section at the end when we will finish all the 8 sections, and then we will come back to the section number 2, abstract. Okay, so this is very important. So through this layout, through this structuring, believe me, you can write a very effective research proposal. Okay, let's go to the section number 3 is the introduction part. Okay, in introduction part, the first thing is your research problem. You have to identify what is the research problem. Okay, so let me give an example. Due to COVID-19, it affected the economy of the different countries. For example, it affected the US economy, it affected the Chinese economy, it's affected the Indian economy. Okay, it's affected any Japanese economy. Okay, understand? So this is a research problem. COVID-19 is not a research problem. COVID-19 is a cause. Okay, this is a reason that bring a problem for a country, that bring a problem for the whole world. Okay, so you have to pay attention is the research problem. So what's the research problem? Economy growth is a research problem. Or I will talk about how it affected our health. Okay, people died because of the COVID-19, and that is one of the. So how can we protect the immunity when in the future there will be any pandemic again? Okay, so this is a research problem. So you have to first identify the research problem. Number two is the research problem expansion. Now you have to, for example, if your main study or your main research proposal or topic only one perspective, one country context, for example, China, for example, United States, for example, Germany or Italy or any country. So you have to give two view. One is the specific view and one is the global view. You will start your introduction by giving the about this problem, the global expansion. Okay, what happened in the world because of this, and then you will switch to your specific context of a country context, as is a region context, or is a continent context, or is a group of countries context. Okay, so this is the second thing. The third thing is what is your significance of your study. Significance, how your study is important, how your study is significant. Okay, what this study bring something more beneficial for this world or for a country. Okay, so significance is very important. That basically added value to the existing body of knowledge or existing development. So you have to focus on what you are going to do, how it is important for your country, how is important for other countries, how is important for the whole world. Okay, next is what are the study research questions. Okay, so we can make or develop some questions. Okay, so high number of cases mean there is a high chances of death. Okay, if we just assume, we just hypothesize something, or we can make some question. I will say there is a direct relationship of variable A and variable B. Okay, this is also we can make a question. Does high environmental sustainability increase or improve the performance of SDGs? This is also a question. Okay, so different ways you can make different question. So it's very important to also add the study research question in your introduction section. What are the objective of your study? Why you are conducting this study? Okay, so what do you wanna get from this study? So what are your objective? Your objective is to minimize the number of deaths because of the COVID-19. The objective of this study is to also prevent the economies of a country because of the COVID-19. So these are the different objectives. So according to your study, you have to highlight clearly the objective of the study. Contribution of your study, innovation point, how your study contribute. Okay, how your study has a significant contribution. Okay, in the term of your framework, in the term of your implication, in the term of your methodology. So there are different dimensions of your study contribution. Contribution to only one country or contribution to the whole world. Okay, so up to your study structure, it will basically give the clear direction to the whole world. How your study is contributing, in which perspective or at what extent. Okay, the next is structure of the proposal. I will show at the end of this video. I'm going to show some important secrets that if you add these kind of figures in your research proposal, I'm very pretty sure you will 100% get accepted by the supervisor. So okay, so watch this video till ends, and I'm going to show different that I developed for my research proposal, and I am also helping the students to add this kind of figures in their research proposal or dissertation. Is wonderful. Okay, so this is the introduction. Let's go to the second important section of this proposal, is the literature review. Actually, this is the section number 4 because we have to talk about the abstracts by the end of this video. Section number 4 is the literature review part. Okay, add most recent and most relevant studies in your research proposal. So now the question is this, Most recent mean what? Most recent mean 1 year. Most recent mean 2 years. Okay, according to my experience, I believe if you go older than 5 year studies, that we consider as a obsolete literature. So you have to only focus on at least the last 5 year study. Okay, that has been done in the same area of research, same topic in a different country context by using the different methodology or whatever. Okay, so most recent and most relevant is the first important part of your literature review section. Second thing is highlight the gap in the literature and how your study will fulfill the gap. Many study has been conducted, ABC, XYZ did this, did that, and this, what we are going to do, this was a gap in the literature. We are filling the gap in the literature. That is also one of your contribution. Okay, so you have to really to the point. Don't need to go and add many literature about that is not relevant to your study, that has no benefit. So you have to very specific to the point, because you have a restriction of number of words. So I will show at the end of this video how many number of words you should add for a good research proposal. Okay, so this is the literature review. So you have to only focus on these two important part, most recent and most relevant studies you have to add in your literature review section. And the second thing is you have to highlight the gap in the literature and how your study will fill the gap in the existing literature. Okay, number 5th is the methodology. Okay, now this is, I will say, the core part of your study is, now this is the proposal. You will just propose what different type of tools or methods you will use in your study in order to analyze the data. Okay, data has two types of data: primary data or the secondary data. Okay, primary data that you collect by your own through different ways of surveys or interviews, and the second is the secondary data that is already uploaded somewhere. You just go there in open portal, go there, download, and you can use for your research. Okay, so data, primary and secondary, that you can use for your research. How will you collect your primary data? There are different techniques, are different. So you have to just mention about you are going to use the primary data approach or the secondary data approach, and if you will use the primary data approach, so what different ways of primary data collection approach you will use in your methodology. For example, you will use the questionnaire survey base or to conduct some interviews. So you have to clearly mention this kind of, and how many responded you will, it will be in your questionnaire. So total population, sample size, everything you have to mention to the point. Okay. The next is how will you design the research questionnaire? You also have to give some information, because this is the proposal. When we write an article or do some dissertation or thesis, there we have to give more information and expanded information about how you develop your research instrument. But here you will just some information that you can clarify how you will develop the research instrument. So research instrument means questionnaire. So research instrument that you will use a approach of the conducting interviews. Okay. In case of secondary data, how will you collect it? Provide the source of the data. Source of the data is very important. If you're collecting data from the WHO or World Bank or any open source, any portal, for example, the EIA or any kind of database, that you have to provide the source. You collected or you downloaded the data from this source. Okay. All right. The next important, what method you will use for data analysis. Here you have to just mention the name of that method. For example, regression method. There are many different types of OLS regression. Okay. Ordinary least square regression or quantile and quantile regression. There are big spectrum of the regression methods. Okay. Then if you have a primary data, so you're collecting, you're testing some hypothesis, so you will use the structured equation modeling, SEM. Okay, so you also have to mention, you are using the MCDM, multi-criteria decision making. Okay, so you have to mention which MCDM approach you will use, AHP or fuzzy HP or gray AHP, or the different TOPSIS you will use, or Totium you will use, or there are many different MCDM method. So just you have to mention the name of that method that you will use to analyze the data for your research in the methodology section. All right. This is all about your method, that you have to be very specific and you have to clarify these important parts in your methodological section. Now the next is the results and discussion, because you didn't do any data analysis. So here we are not going to provide any specific results or discussion. So what you only mention about in proposal, you don't need to mention the details because you didn't do any data analysis yet. Please just mention what will you investigate. Okay, so investigation, the relationship between the variables that you only mention about in your results section, that you're gonna investigate when you will do a research project as a thesis or a research article, okay, or a case study or a book chapter, whatever you will do. So you have to only mention about the relationship between a comparative analysis between two different groups of variables. Okay, and also in the country context or global perspective. Then you have to not any results yet, therefore there is no discussion. Discussion means when you compare your results with other previous studies, either they endorse your study or that contrast. Okay, so in both cases we add this both sides. If someone has endorsed already done study in the same context or the different contexts are something is different, I mean the contrast. For example, some research group of researchers say there is a positive relationship between the CSR and the financial performance of a company. Other hand side, one group of researchers say there is a negative relationship between the CSR activities and the financial performance because this is the economic burden for a company. Okay, so one group of researchers endorse and one group of researchers is contrast. So this is in your discussion part is very interesting thing that you will argue about your point of view. So how your studies has basically investigated a positive or the negative relationship. Okay, and then we talk about you have not any results yet, so simply you have, there is no discussion about your thesis or your research proposal or your research article or your book chapter will have this section and you will have to explain this at the extensive level. Okay, so number 7 is the conclusions. Summarize your proposal, overall objective, research question, your contribution. Again, you have to summarize everything in the conclusion section. Recommendation after conducting this study, the government or manager should be some steps, but what steps you don't need to mention because no results yet come out. Okay, so because you don't know about the results yet, so just you will say you will recommend based on your findings for managers or policymakers or governments to take this kind of action or this kind of steps to prevent or to figure out how to prevent the economy or whatever you have to mention here. Okay, also you have to mention the implication. Implication has two theoretical implication and the practical implication, how you study contribute the theory of any existing knowledge, or second is how your study will helpful for the manager. So that is called the practical and managerial implication. Then you have to give some information about the limitation of the study. For example, you will conduct the study on one country context. This is one of the limitations. So in the future, this should be okay. So you have to also, your data set is small. So that's why this is also one of the limitations. Or the method you are using, that the future, the different methods could be used in order to have more insight view about that specific topic or specific investigation between the two different variables and multiple variables. All right. So in this study, you will also talk about it. As I explained, the data set is small. So this is also one of the example of the limitation. And also you have to use a future tense will or shall in the future. Okay. So as I mentioned, the last section references, many students, they sometimes don't really focus on or don't pay attention to this section. I believe this is also a very important section. So how to do your references in text citation inside the introduction literature. Okay, so and also at the end of this there is references list called the bibliography. So how you can list down all the references. Okay, so number of words I will talk about here. The ideal research proposal for your scholarship application between 2000 to 2500 number of words is the best way. Second thing is it should be in a MS Word format. That is the best way. Number 3 is the double space, style, time, New Romans, heading and section. Okay. Number 4 is in case of adding and figure must be equipped with the proper caption. And a reference is here I talk about maximum, I will say the 20 references is enough in your research proposal because you have 2000 to 2005 number of words. Okay, now we have the different references style. As I mentioned about, this is very important. APA, American Psychological Association, 7th edition is now the most recent. Okay, so you have to cite your in-text citation or you're in the bibliography, the list of your all the studies that you cite in your the whole your proposal. AP is the most adoptable citation style in the world. Okay, so for this you can use different softwares, the Mendeley, EndNote. These are the very famous software. So on one click you can change the style of all the references that you use in your in-text citation and your bibliography. Okay, so this is more, I believe, is easiest approach. Otherwise, the second option you can use the manual way. Okay, so simply you use the software. These are the free software, the Mendeley, and you can create an account and install this software in your computer, and you can easily use this Mendeley for your as references citation purpose. Okay. As I mentioned, I'm going to show some important figures that you must add. I will say you must add in your research proposal. That has a great impact. That will give a very innovative look. It's a very dedicated look, and also it's a great attraction for any supervisor when he or she will see your proposal. This kind of figures, it is a great attraction, and I'm very pretty sure in this kind of things will really attract the supervisor and to give you an acceptance letter. Okay. So first, I want to show the structure of your proposal is very important. How you can develop this kind of figures. Okay, you can see here. This is the structure. This is one example of a structure of your. This is basically the structure of thesis, but you can use like the structure of your research proposal. Okay, so different chapters or different sections of your research proposal are different, two parts, theoretical part and empirical part. So you can also design your research proposal structure. This way you have to make this figure and you have to insert in your research proposal. Okay, this is one. Or you can also develop, this is more simple and more, I believe, is a clear picture where you can categorize based on the different number of chapter 1, 2, 3, chapter 4, 5, and you can see the structure. So you can also add this kind of figures. This is very okay. And now I'm going to show you must also add this kind of figures that is a great impression. For example, the framework of your study. Okay, for example, this is just an example. Something is like what you are investigating between different variables. What is the topic of your, the theme of your, the conceptual model of your study. So you have to develop something like this that will give you a great impression of your research proposal to any supervisor. Okay, so as I have mentioned at the beginning of this video, when we start talking about these important 8 sections of this research proposal. So abstract, yes, I'm talking about the abstract section. The first section is always appear on the starting of any research proposal, but you have to write at the end of your research proposal when you will finish all the section of introduction, your literature, your methodology, your results and discussion, your conclusion, and your references. Then you have to write your abstract part. I'm going to show how you can write a eye-catchy and very attractive abstract of your research proposal, because after reading the title of your research proposal, the supervisor will read your abstract. So let's go. The first section of this research proposal is the abstract. Abstract is, you can say in other way, is the short summary of your research proposal. You are gonna talk about each section of your research proposal and add in your abstract section. So more concisely, more precisely, how you can write or the whole research proposal in maximum 100 words. Okay, so number one, research problem, research problems. If you have more than one research problem, so simply you have to write 2 lines. You can in a short form. The research problem in abstract is the short summary of your research problem in introduction section. But here you have to only mention 2 lines. Method, design, approach. What method you will use? What is the design of your research proposal? And what approach you're gonna adopt in your research proposal, you have to mention. So use that is the future tense, because you didn't do any you didn't use any research method, or you didn't use any approach, so you will use, so it should be the future tense language. Okay, so in this study we will use a quantitative approach or qualitative approach. Then results, findings, 2 lines, future tense. This study will investigate to evaluate why the performance of Morocco Telecom declines due to COVID-19, or the any up to the your study variables you have to mention here. Okay, implication, practical and theoretical, how this study will give the benefits to manager, to policymakers, as well as also how this study will fill the gap in the literature, or how this study will bring a new theoretical implication in existing literature. And then we talk about the conclusion, future tense. This study will meet the objective, etc., etc. So also you have to, because you in research proposal we didn't do any data analysis, so we don't have any conclusions, but you have to just to talk about we will do and we will investigate and what will be our objective. Then finally, originality is the most important thing. You have to design your abstract by using these important ingredients, I will say, of your abstract. Originality, how this study is unique, or adding value to research world. Okay, in other words, the significance of your study, the contribution of your study, the uniqueness of your study, the originality of your study, that you have to mention in this section. So this is abstract. This is a very effective and very eye-catchy abstract of your research proposal. So you have to use this layout or this structure for your research proposal. I'm very pretty sure through this layout or this structuring, you will write a very effective and very impressive research proposal for your scholarship application that will help you to win a fully funded scholarship anywhere in the world. All right, so I hope you understand this, all these important parts. And last thing, that is the most important thing, I will say, students, they copy paste. So please first avoid of copying from any internet open source. So write by your own, even though practice again and again. If it's not effective, try to make it more effective. Okay, so then you will achieve that level. Okay, and so plagiarism is a very important. All the supervisors, they check the plagiarism. If the plagiarism more than that threshold, definitely they will reject your. The first thing they do, they scan your document, they check the plagiarism. If there is plagiarism more than, if everything is copying, you copy paste, then they are not going to read any single word of your research proposal. Okay, so I always suggest not go more than 18%, but if you can reduce less than 10% is a wonderful. Okay, so 18% I believe is a maximum limit, not more than, shouldn't be more than this. But if you try your best to be less than 10%. Okay, so that's all about. I hope you understand the process of how to write an effective research proposal for your scholarship application. This is a very important document. This is a game changer document. I also won the scholarship for my PhD based on my research proposal. My research proposal was very strong. That's why the supervisor really appreciate, and that's why he gave me an acceptance letter. And finally, I got the fully funded scholarship based on that acceptance letter. So best of luck. If you will have any questions, so please leave a comment. I would like to answer your questions on time. If you are new on my channel, so please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. You will get the notification of all my future videos on time. See you in the next video with the more valuable information of scholarship, research, and jobs. Take care. Have a good day.